Hi everyone, I'm Dr. Holmes, and today we're going to be discussing how your gut could either cause or enhance your autoimmune disease. So, when we think of an autoimmune disease, what it ultimately is an immune system dysregulation. We have antibodies that are attacking, instead of foreign tissue, they're attacking our own tissue. So when we think of an autoimmune disease, we have to think of, well, why is the immune system overactive? Why is it starting to attack our own tissues? So, to answer that, we first have to look at where is our immune system. And a very large portion of your immune system, 70 to 80% in fact, of your immune system is found in and around your gut. So when you have gut problems, you have immune system problems. When you have immune system problems, you also have gut problems, because that's a huge portion of your immune system that's found in and around your gut. So, today we're going to be talking about 3 ways to dampen an overactive immune system in your gut. So number 1 is going to be decrease inflammation. Now we all hear a lot about inflammation, things to do for it. What I'm talking about is decreasing inflammatory compounds that we put in our body. What does that translate to? Anti-inflammatory foods. So yes, once again, I'm going to be talking about doing mostly an autoimmune paleo style diet. Grains are very inflammatory to our bodies, as well as dairy products. So if you could just cut out some of your grains, your classic wheat, barley, and rye. I'm also talking about rice, corn, quinoa, and oats. Those are all still considered a grain. We want to cut those out and cut out a lot, if not all, of your dairy products, and I promise you'll see a huge change. If not necessarily in all of your symptoms, you'll definitely notice a huge change in your gut function. So we are very emotionally connected to our food, but if your food is causing your autoimmune condition or exacerbating a lot of your symptoms, I think it's a little more important to feel relief than it is to have that emotional connection to our food. We want to have a healthy relationship with our food, so get rid of those inflammatory compounds, and I guarantee you'll start feeling at least a little bit better. Number 2 is we want to increase barrier integrity. What the heck does that mean? Well, a lot of you have probably heard of something called leaky gut. Now, Dr. Scott Beyer and I, my partner at Integrative Brain and Body, we're actually going to be hosting a Facebook Live event near the end of October that's going to go over exactly what leaky gut is and some fantastic things for you to do to actually heal your own leaky gut. But when we have problems with the barrier of our gut lining, we're going to have a huge immune reaction. This is what's called leaky gut. So you can see in my silly little diagram right here, this is supposed to represent your gut barrier. Now we also have giant lymph nodes surrounding our gut called GOLT, gut-associated lymphatic tissue. When we have very brittle cells in our gut lining, it's going to cause large holes in our gut lining. We're going to get leaky gut and a huge inflammatory response. We're going to have large particles that are going to hit these hit the lymphatic tissue and cause a systemic inflammatory response. So we want to do some things that will help with the integrity of your gut barrier. One thing that will help with the integrity of your gut barrier is anti-inflammatory diets, as well as, believe it or not, bone broth. There's a lot of scientific literature that shows how bone broth will actually enhance gut barrier integrity. Number 3, get rid of something called dysbiosis. Now, dysbiosis is where we have too much of a bad gut infection, too much of the bad guys versus the good bacteria that we want growing in our gut. That's why a lot of people are taking a lot of probiotics and things of that sort. Probiotics work great for some of them they don't. The reason being is sometimes you need a very specific type of probiotic that's going to help with gut function. You know what kind of bacteria you need when you do a stool analysis. So if you have some sort of chronic infection, it's going to cause dysbiosis. Too little of the good bacteria, too much of the bad bacteria, or a virus, parasites, or yeast. When we see an infection there, remember, most of your immune system's in your gut. When we see an infection there, it's going to cause a systemic response. We're going to see a lot of inflammation. The immune system's going to be on all the time, and when something's on all the time, it's more likely going to start making mistakes, where we see a lot of autoimmune conditions. So those are your 3 tips on how to help relieve a lot of your symptoms of an autoimmune condition. If you're interested in more tips, please sign up for our newsletter. Our website is www.ibrainandbody.com. We have an autoimmune disease newsletter that was full of tips like this. Thank you, and I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your day.